Hello, my name is Jenna Henshaw, and how many of you actually know what's in your shampoo? Probably none of you do. Shampoo companies put so many ingredients in their shampoos that are just cheap and effective, as they call it, when in reality it's not very good for us as human beings. Sulfates are one of the main ingredients that are in shampoos, mainly sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium lauryl sulfate, or their abbreviations for short. They are a powerful detergent, they're an emulsifier, they are what makes sulfates foam, or what makes shampoos foam, and basically anything foam. Moving on. Where are they? They are in, as I said, anything that foams. So they are in shampoos, they are in your toothpaste, they are in dish detergent, sunscreen. They're also in car washes and waxes. They're in flight engine fluid. It's not healthy stuff that we're putting on our scalp. It's also used in adhesives, and it's what gives those hospitals that hospital smell that I know most of us do not like. There's quite a few dangers that it does cause, and most common is skin irritation, scalp irritation. It causes the dandruff, and it's actually, sodium lauryl sulfate is actually used as a skin irritant whenever medical companies are trying to create like creams for skin irritation, and it's used whenever they need a particularly strong irritant to the skin. It erodes the cells in your uppermost layers. It causes organ toxicity. It also causes development and reproductive toxicity, and this isn't like your reproductive organs. This is your cells multiplying, how they form. It stunts it, and your skin gets flaky and very paper-like. It disrupts the endocrine system, as in the hormones that are in your scalp that produce the oils. It's what makes most people have oily hair. They think it's natural, but it's not really their hair. It's what they're putting in it. The biochemical and cellular changes, as well as the damage to oral mucosa, is due to toothpaste and it's due to mouthwashes. In several studies that they've done for both mouthwash and toothpaste, it burns the inside of your mouth and so it causes canker sores. There's not a cause effect for gingivitis, but it has been in studies that shows the erosion of the gums. The possible mutations also isn't what you're thinking, like 3 arms, whatever, 6 toes. It causes skin tags on your neck, on your ears, in your eyes, on your eye waterline. Fun stuff, guys. There's also, there's dangers to the environment. It's obviously, we're washing it down the drains. It's going into lakes and rivers and eventually to the ocean. It's very toxic to water organisms such as the bacteria that create algae. It kills water skimmers, or those pond skimmers that you see around. It's also not good for frogs, and going back to the mutation, it actually causes frogs to develop without an arm or a leg, or causes them not to fully lose their tail. It pollutes our groundwaters. I know where I live, we have a lot of well water. We don't typically use city water. So it actually pollutes the underwater reservoirs that are around rural areas. And it's commonly used to kill plants and insects. It's in pesticides. You're putting pesticide killer on your head when you wash shampoo. Think about that. There are benefits to switching to sulfate-free because there are many options to switch out, and a lot of companies are getting on board with it. Most obviously, it's healthier for your hair and it's healthier for your skin. It causes oiliness to go away. It causes the frizz. It tames it down. It's not breaking your hair. What sulfates actually do is it strips your hair of all its natural oils, which causes your scalp to produce more. It's just a constant, endless cycle, and it's actually what's causing women mainly to be going bald faster, actually faster than men. It reduces hair loss, as I've just mentioned, and for color-treated hair, it's actually way better. It makes your color last longer. It seals it in, it also seals the moisture instead of ripping it out of your hair, basically. it's so much better for your hair. And what makes sulfate-free different from actual shampoos is that they have sulfonates in them. And they're actually better for your hair, and it's what creates that protective coating. It seals everything in. There are several worries. As I've said, is it too expensive? No, it's not expensive at all, because there are L'Oreal, there's Organics, and there's also Marc Anthony, very common names that aren't very expensive, $5 to $6 per bottle, and it actually lasts a lot longer because you only need about a quarter size amount, and even though it doesn't foam up like regular shampoo, it's actually a lot healthier for your hair. If you have sensitive skin, like as I know I do, extremely sensitive skin, it's actually far better, because as I've said before, sulfates, they're irritating to your skin. It's an irritant, causes dandruff. No worries on sensitive skin or sensitive eyes for that matter, because sulfonates don't cause that burning sensation that sulfates do. And as I've said before, if your hair is too oily, it actually reverses that. It takes about a month to a month and a half because your hair is used to the sulfates. It needs time to regulate itself out, as well as for your hormones to get used to actually producing what normally. It's easily available. It is. It's not something that you have to search, you have to order online. You can find it at Walmart, you can find it at Walgreens, you can find it at Target, and even makeup stores like Ulta and Sephora. In conclusion, sulfates are in things that you wouldn't expect. Like I said, they're in sunscreen, they're in lipstick, they're in everything, and we're absorbing these things into our bodies daily. It's worth to know what's in your products, because there are several other horrible chemicals that are in everyday use things that you wouldn't expect. And if you read up on it, you'd be shocked as to what's actually going into our bodies. It's super simple to make the change. All you have to do is go out, try it. And just like any other shampoo, it's not going to be a one-time thing. You have to find one that works with your hair. Same thing with sulfate-free. So if one doesn't work, try another. Trial and error, just like with any other thing. Most of my research that I did and most of the studies that I have read through and got most of my information are actually due to Dr. Mersola. He actually gathered 16,000 studies that were conducted on sulfate, or sodium lauryl sulfate, and just a wealth of information. And that is it. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm going to go out and make a change.